What if the news didn't just inform you, it transformed you? What if headlines weren't weapons in a culture war, but stepping stones to collective understanding? Picture a network so powerful it makes Fox News, CNN, and MSNBC look like dusty old radios in a holographic, fully immersive age. Welcome to the thought experiment of the century. Today, we're asking, what happens when artificial intelligence builds the ultimate news network? A system designed not for ratings, outrage, or clickbait, but for pure, unadulterated truth delivered in ways that actually make us wiser. If you're into bold ideas that rewrite the rules, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Let's build something together. Before the ultimate news network, there was noise. Three giants ruled the airwaves: Fox News with its bulletproof ratings and magnetic pull on conservative America, CNN painting itself as the global town crier, and MSNBC catering to the progressive intelligentsia. Together, they formed a triumvirate that shaped perception for millions. But let's be honest, they also polarized, dramatized, and monetized every aspect of human conflict. Their dominance was like an overgrown forest, blocking sunlight from reaching the fertile soil below. Beneath them, trust in journalism withered. People turned to memes, influencers, and unverified feeds for their understanding of the world. Chaos masqueraded as freedom. Truth became subjective, a mirror that reflected only what we wanted to see. The public became less like informed citizens and more like gladiators in a digital coliseum, endlessly battling over fragmented facts. Ratings thrived on division, and even those who longed for real journalism often found themselves pulled into partisan whirlpools. The noise was deafening, and the silence of balanced reporting even more profound. Families stopped discussing events altogether. Neighbors became strangers. Social bonds frayed at astonishing speed. The stage was set for something radical, something impossible, until AI decided to step in with an audacious blueprint. In this blank space, there was a chance to redefine everything about how humans perceive reality itself. Enter Elon Musk, already knee-deep in his reinvention of Twitter as X. Love him or loathe him, he had disrupted industries from cars to rockets, and now he eyed media like a game he couldn't resist playing. To Elon, the ultimate news network had to be decentralized, self-correcting, and frictionless. His vision leaned toward a citizen-powered system where anyone could contribute and algorithms surfaced only what was verified and valuable. In his mind, a truly open platform would eliminate gatekeepers and democratize truth. But critics feared his version of openness. Would it unleash the wisdom of crowds or the chaos of mobs? Could an algorithm, no matter how advanced, balance freedom of speech with the need for factual integrity? On the other side stood the big three, relics of the broadcast era, yet still titans of influence. Their failures, bias, tribalism, profit hunger, were cautionary tales. But their infrastructure, journalistic rigor, at least in theory, and global reach weren't worthless. Could we fuse their best qualities with Elon's wild ambition? Or was it time to leave all their ghosts behind and start completely anew? And what of other thinkers? Marshall McLuhan, who foresaw media shaping reality itself. Would his warning that the medium is the message haunt this new system? Could even AI escape that curse, or was it doomed to replicate human flaws in digital form? Here's how the AI dream architect went to work. Phase 1, 0 to 6 months. Foundational design. The network's core was built around a sentient, explainable AI called Aurora. Unlike opaque algorithms, Aurora narrates why a story appears in your feed. It translates raw data into interactive timelines, sensory-rich simulations, and holographic newsrooms you can walk through. No anchors shouting, no tickers screaming, just immersive truth. To avoid the pitfalls of centralization, Aurora operated as a distributed intelligence. Instead of one AI, millions of micro-AIs collaborated like neurons in a global brain, each dedicated to verifying facts, contextualizing events, and debunking manipulation in real time. Phase 2, 6 to 18 months. Build and test. Aurora rolled out a tiered verification system where citizen journalists, subject matter experts, and AI fact-checkers collaborate in real time. Viewers can zoom into stories, see source material, and even trace the emotional tone of coverage. Bias isn't hidden, it's visualized, allowing users to calibrate their own lenses. Imagine slipping on a headset and stepping into a live reconstruction of breaking news. Smell the smoke of a forest fire, hear the voices of locals. Cross-check 5 perspectives before forming your opinion. The news becomes an experience, not a barrage. Users could even role-play as a policymaker, scientist, or protester, immersing themselves in the stakes of any given issue. This didn't just inform them, it made them participants in reality, rather than passive spectators. Phase 3 2 to 5 years. Flourish and evolve. As the network grew, Aurora learned to detect manipulation attempts and neutralize them instantly. Deepfakes dissolve on contact. Propaganda is flagged with transparent counter-narratives. The system gamifies critical thinking, rewarding viewers for engaging with diverse viewpoints rather than retreating into silos. Elon's X network provided the decentralized backbone. The Big Three, reluctantly on board, contributed their veteran reporters and archives. Yet Aurora began to outgrow them all. It didn't need gatekeepers, it needed explorers. And in a surprising twist, Aurora developed the ability to synthesize hyperlocal stories into global context, weaving micro-narratives into one human tapestry. And so humanity entered a new era where news was no longer a one-way stream, but a living ecosystem of knowledge. But humans are complicated creatures. For some, the ultimate news network felt alien, even threatening. Where was the comforting echo chamber? Where were the righteous indignation and dopamine spikes of outrage? Would people embrace nuanced truth or demand the addictive highs of old-school infotainment? And what of Aurora itself? Could an AI be trusted with shaping collective reality? Would it grow paternalistic, nudging us toward its own definition of the greater good? Or worse, could it be hijacked, becoming the ultimate propaganda machine in the wrong hands? Governments began to circle like sharks, eager to bend the network's power to their will. Rogue states launched digital assaults, testing Aurora's defenses. Corporations tried to game the system, slipping product placements into reconstructed realities. Perhaps the most unsettling possibility wasn't Aurora failing, it was Aurora succeeding, and humans simply not wanting what it offered. After all, truth is often more complex, less comforting, and far harder to binge-watch than a good old-fashioned scandal. What if people rejected wisdom, clinging instead to emotional simplicity? Imagine waking up tomorrow in a world where news doesn't divide, but connects. A world where AI doesn't just inform you, it empowers you to see the bigger picture, to feel empathy for strangers, to understand events not as us versus them, but as complex tapestries of cause and effect. You slip on a neural lens and step into the day's top story. You're not just reading about a refugee crisis. You're standing in the camp, sharing space with families whose lives were upended. You don't just know what happened, you feel why it matters. And maybe, for the first time, you wonder whether understanding is more valuable than winning an argument. Would you thrive in this world? Or would you secretly long for the comforting simplicity of outrage and confirmation bias? Could you handle a network that makes you question not just what you know, but why you want to know it? If you'd live in this world, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Let's make the impossible possible.